Alright, this time Mediapixel eSport has the right to ban first, and they are going for a Vox ban. So this time no Vox for Red Wolf. Chimera answering that one with a Rona ban. Nothing too spectacular. I think both are solid bans. But we haven't seen a Rona this game in the last one, right? So seems like they are still kind of afraid from that pick. And let's start the draft mode from Mediapixel eSport. Let's quickly have a look at what they went before. That was the match before here, ladies and gentlemen, and the picks were in favor for red. It was a let's say much more solid comp. Catherine always a solid pick. Jewel that worked all together with Red Wolf here. Jetpacks playing Jewel, Red Wolf playing Vox. Good changes here on the lane and on the jungle early game, mid game. Good farm on both heroes. A very deadly comp. So no Rona was here on the match, but still Red is going for the second Rona ban. Mediapixel eSport went away from the glaive, going for the Vox ban. Let's jump over in what is happening now. And what is happening now is the first pick for Mediapixel eSport. That is Scarf. The tiny little dragon is here now fighting for Mediapixel eSport. We will see if he can have an impact on the next outcome, since if Red is going to wrap it up, then they are in the semifinals. Red Chimera now having the opportunity here to pick two heroes into that. So we are just waiting for the picks. Alright, seems there are like of course discussion going on as usual, so Team Red here taking a second to make their decision. Red Wolf asking for a minute. Alright, there we go. I think he doesn't mean ban. Yeah, there we go. Pick. Cath and Jewel are the picks here for Red Chimera, and that is again two heroes they picked before in the first matchup, and yeah, that worked out pretty well. Arden Cool directly picked here from Mediapixel eSport, so they still feel comfortable with that Arden and that Cool comp. Seems like they want to get their next try, but now of course here no Vox open for Red, and we will see what is the last pick here.
Yeah, I'm really hoping we see a bit of a different mindset with the Kroll this time around. You know, I really don't like maxing Kroll's ultimate, and there's also the fact that he built so defensively, but didn't have a breaking point.
Yeah, that's right.
And I feel like that's like a staple of a Kroll build. Is you build tanky, yeah, and you're hard to kill because you have so much lifesteal and all, but that breaking point becomes almost a must-have item on him. And so I do really hope that they change it up a bit this game, because they started to show signs of coming back. I mean, they started to do really well towards that late game.
Yeah,
but
that's
just
right.
Didn't quite have enough.
Celeste is the call from Red Wolf here, and we are good to go. And wishing everyone, of course, good luck as usual, and locking in Celeste as the last pick for Red Chimera. So let's quick get back. Another one missing before we are starting off. So, this is the matchup, and again, the question, Mediapixel eSport with the Scarf, now Red Chimera with the Celeste. Can be as solid as before, replacing Vox with the Celeste. Okay, it's just a substitution here, also with Crystal Power, pretty solid with the stun, and they still have a 3 stun comp here, so to say. On the other hand side, if we count in Arden's gauntlet stun, then we have a double stun with the ultimate from Cool, but much harder to land here since yeah, they have 2 guys going in, one of course being outzoned here with Scarf, trying to poke as much damage as possible, and on the other hand side the same basically. So, do we have all players back again? Yes, hopefully in just a second. Re-inviting you again here as well, Tasty Bacon, and then we are good to go for the last match up, the second match, maybe the last, if Red is going to close it down. Alright, starting the match, and see you on the fold after a little trailer. He might fall in the bottom. No, he's going to escape. King following up with Trafalgar on Tony Lu, who is not the best target since there is a Skull Trap and he's picking up that kill. Wow, what a play. Let's go up. I think yeah, not the right call to my opinion, but maybe they will turn this to their favor and they can pick up a double kill, maybe also a triple kill, so definitely I was wrong here. Look at that, Angry Panthers, they know what they do, picking up the first ace of the match. This is very risky. Look at the wait for it, silence onto Trafalgar, X-Retsu, I-Post is falling, Trafalgar has to escape to the right, but this is also
going to be looking to take that gold mine, but here comes a big fight. Taka yet again 1v3 and picks up a kill. I-Post having to run away. Taka trying to make a massive hero play, is now forcing Rona away. My goodness, Tony Luau is just so incredibly strong, getting the ridiculous tag at 6.
Alright, directly into the fold, 1.5 minutes into the game. We see a lot of poke, a lot of action going on already. And again, congratulations to Tony Lu being the MVP of the latest match day here, receiving 500 ice. But this matchup here is now on our focus, and still with me, Tasty Bacon, casting from North America, the European quarterfinals of Europe here. That was a double Europe, no, never mind. And later on, of course, together with Valdez, and you might know him from the VIPL in Korea. He's casting from there the VGL qualifier in North America, also quarterfinals going on there.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of action all throughout the day. We've already seen a lot of action, a couple of game 3s, a couple of big upsets, but we are on to the game 2 of this match, with of course Red Chimera being up 1-0 as they are looking to try and go aggressive here in the lane, but nothing's gonna come from that. Instead, going into the enemy jungle, trying to shut down this Krull. Of course, this is what you do against the Krull. You just keep him from being able to farm up early on. This is where Krull is the weakest, and core collapse not quite hitting there from Red Wolf. Would have been really big if that had connected, but instead everyone is able to get out alive. But Krull is going to be missing out on a lot of gold now that they've stolen away all these camps.
Alright, again here the early lead from Red Chimera. In terms of gold, being aggressive. Red Wolf, 20 last hits. Jetpacks having 32. On the other hand side, it's a bit lower than that, 10 roundabout, or to be exactly. Okay.
And now this is the second time that we've seen a Celeste jungle today.
Yeah. That's right. That's very interesting.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm not sure like what brought this about, because I hadn't seen it at all until today.
Oh really?
And now all of a sudden
okay.
we've had it in 2 different games, so it's really surprising to me, especially with Jewel in the lane. Like typically you would expect it to be Jewel in the jungle with the Celeste in the lane. So it's something that's new to me, but it's been effective.
Yeah, and we have seen this several times actually in VGL, especially also by Jetpacks. So it's the guy I remember now doing that. So works out, and we don't see this that often. That's clear. But here's a scrimmage going on.
Yeah, Ica is going to be taking a lot of damage. You're putting a lot back onto Cream, but not quite enough for the kill with that smite. But it is going to be Red Wolf in some trouble. Not too much though, as Jetpack's now there to make the save, as Valfar trying to take out Cream, but again being unsuccessful as we remain tied 0-0 in the kills department.
Yeah, heavy steel first item here on Jetpacks. That's what we see very often when we see Jewel on the fold, so that people just go back to the shop and save the gold after the first item to get a heavy steel. And yeah, everything pretty solid so far considering the item builds.
Yeah, really big CS lead though, almost 2,000 gold, actually over 2,000 gold now for the lead for Red Chimera, without any kills on the board. They are just doing so much better in terms of, you know, last hitting the lane minions for Jetpacks, or invading the jungle with Red Wolf and Cream. The numbers are pretty drastic for this early on. 40 to 17 in the jungle, and then in the lane it's 52 to 34. That's the melee laner has a 55 now, 56 to 36 CS lead. That just should not be happening.
No, shouldn't be happening, especially if this is a melee, but Jetpacks with the aggressive gameplay here, of course, Jewel most likely to spam the Thunder Strike and then be very aggressive with that one, and that works out most of the time. Of course, if you face a hero like Scarf here, yeah, that's just a bit more squishy and has, of course, here big trouble staying.
Yeah, this is already, you know, despite the fact there hasn't been any kills, not looking terribly good for the side of Media Pixel. But of course they still have another really late game composition. They pretty much, they took the Celeste from their composition and traded it for a Scarf, which is probably even stronger of a late game hero than the Celeste. So they're really going to be banking on surviving until the late game and farming up.
Mowgli might fall here, but barely going to escape. Ultimate and the snipe not hitting, but the damage from Qualifier now taking effect. And look at that, can they pick up a double kill? Yes, they can pick it up. Wow, well played from MediaPixel eSport.
Yeah, well played from MediaPixel and fairly poorly played from Red Chimera. I mean, they have this advantage. They have the item lead, they have the gold lead, and they have honestly the hero lead at this point in the game too.
Yep.
Like their Jewel and Celeste are just so much better than Krull and Scarf at this point in the game, and yet just got kind of caught out of position there and lost the fight. So giving MediaPixel a little bit of that edge back, but as you can see, you know, early kills don't really generate that much gold for the team, as they are still down by almost 3,000 gold now. So they picked up 2 kills, but are still falling further and further behind in gold.
So let's see, the next fight might just about to happen since Red is entering here that territory. There comes the flare onto Ika. Oh, nice damage here from Qualifier.
I think that's the big thing. They're really not respecting this damage that can come out of the Scarf. With the burning goop, and as we just saw in that last fight, even the ultimate picked up early on. A lot of Scarfs usually don't level up the ultimate early, but Qualifier opted to do so, and it definitely paid off. So really just playing around this lane right now. Kroll still not in the best of spots in terms of his CSing, but we will see as they are going once again, just invading this jungle constantly. And unfortunately for MediaPixel, there's not a whole lot that they can do about this constant invading, because they yeah, they got one good fight there up in the lane, but generally speaking, they shouldn't be winning straight up fights against Red. So they can't really do a whole lot about the invasion of the jungle.
Pretty much agree here. 3/4 filled up the gold miner at the moment. So that is of course here a key point if they don't want to let go Red in terms of gold. Question is, can they really get it? I doubt it at the moment. Oh, ultimate stun, another ultimate. That was not a good stun and gank prepared here, just as the last match, sadly.
Yeah, that was two big ultimates. I mean, look at the cooldown on those ultimates. 100 seconds on the gauntlet, 70 seconds for from Hell's Heart, and neither of them are going to be up now, and they got nothing out of it. I mean, they didn't even really put pressure on jetpacks with it. It's just really missing out on the side of MediaPixel. Although here comes the Dragon's Breath.
Oh, nice pickup kill, maybe on Cream, but look at the health regeneration. Oh my god, well played here from Cream. Of course, that is the wrong target. Jetpacks or Red Wolf should be the target. Oh, there comes the big red button, but that was not connecting 100%. And therefore, we do see for now no loss, but Red Wolf still has the ultimate up.
Yeah, of course, Solar Storm is arguably the biggest ultimate on the team, as Mowgli, they're chasing down Ica. And this could be a kill, but big shields coming in for Ica. Gonna keep him alive and actually turn it around. The Solar Storm comes in, but it's not enough. And just like that, a third kill picked up for the side of MediaPixel Esports.
Yeah, seems like they are looking for good picks here, and that works out. But still the problem of the gold behind here, 4,000 at the moment after 10 minutes, shouldn't happen at all. And look at that here, jetpacks just going for the minions in the enemy area.
Yeah, if you're up 3 kills and the turrets are even, you really shouldn't be behind, especially not this far behind in the gold lead. It's just been the farming numbers are really outrageous, the difference. It's still a 20 CS lead for the melee laner in the melee versus ranged matchup in the lane, and Kroll still only has 32 to Red Wolf's 88. That is just an insane difference. Kroll is just going to take so long to get to the point that he needs to be in order to be relevant in this matchup.
Yeah. Of course, here we saw just from above all the vision provided here from all the scout traps by Team Red. Mowgli just running here into 3, getting stunned, getting maybe locked down totally. Oh, what a Vanguard in the end. No, Red Wolf is there picking up the kill.
You know, you talk about how many scout traps that they have down for Red Chimera. It's almost a waste of money, some of them, because they're keeping this pressure on so hard. Like, they know that, you know, the MediaPixel is primarily going to be up in that lane, because they've just been constantly living in their jungle. Like, you don't really have, they have a bunch of scout traps deep in their own jungle. When do they expect those to be stepped on? They're not going to provide any information back there. because they know for a fact that MediaPixel can't invade that far. So it's interesting that they decided to place those where they did. But here they come, possibly for a big 3-on-3 fight.
Yes, Jetpack's going low on health. There comes the ultimate from Qualifier. And look at that, going locked down. And there comes the big damage now from Red. And Ika, I think he can't get the kill on Red Wolf, though, even if he would like to do so. But that will be, on the long run, the ace.
Yeah, that was the gold lead coming into effect there. And as well as just it really does seem like there's a bit of a skill gap between these two teams. Jetpacks was able to get Rocket Leap out before Mowgli could even put the gauntlet down. Got out to safety, and then of course fired that big red button into the gauntlet and just decimated the health bars of MediaPixel and really just solidified the lead they had. Now over 8,000 gold in their favor, and with the gold mine going to be paying out in about a minute or two.
Yep.
This could get ugly pretty quickly.
Totally agree here. So let's see if MediaPixel eSport has a chance. At the moment, just looking at the gold and the minute mark, all the kills doesn't mean anything. Just as Tasty Bacon said, it's all about the gold, and therefore the second seeded team almost here, yeah, should be maybe the first seeded team, since they show off a super strong performance at the moment here. Jetpacks, Red Wolf, and Cream.
Gold miner about to pay out, which is going to just increase this lead even further. This is the gold difference it's crazy how far ahead they are despite not really looking for team fights. And I'm a little surprised and almost a little worried at the fact that they aren't looking for more fights just to really push the issue home, because against other teams, this could end up being a problem, because if they just completely turtle defend until the late game, we saw what happened last time. They almost ended up allowing MediaPixel to make a full comeback with their late game composition. And the ability to close out a game when you have a big lead like this is really a very important skill, almost as important, if not even more important, than the ability to get this lead built up in the first place.
Exactly, but I don't think that Team Red will allow them here to come back, even though in the late game they could pretend it. They could protect themselves in the last match as well, and maybe they will do the same now as they capture Kraken after just being a minute on the fold. And look at that damage, speaks for itself.
Yeah, I don't think that MediaPixel is going to be able to come back on this one, but I'm just saying, for the future, if they're not, I haven't really been terribly impressed with the way that they've closed out the games from Red Chimera. I mean, again, phenomenal job up to this point, getting this huge lead built up. That is massive, but they've just been so slow about actually, looking to finish and looking to put pressure onto the enemy team and try and fight them. That's what's a bit concerning to me.
Exactly, and there comes the Dragon's Breath. Oh, again the damage from the Solar Storm. Ika falling to Jetpacks, maybe? Big red button not connecting, no casualties, but Cream is going for the final lock on the stage. And Red Wolf, yeah, the health regeneration is there from the base. And therefore, this is now a problem.
Yeah, it's Kraken getting another turret taken care of. And now they can try and do a fight, but they're very low. They need to be careful. Jetpacks is going to jump in and is going to actually get a kill. The kill went over to Celeste. That's a second one down. Kraken still working on this turret. The turret is going to fall. Kraken still has a decent chunk of health and only Mowgli to defend it. This could very well be the game.
Yeah, I think this is the game here, and therefore Red Chimera is moving on to the semifinals. The last team remaining here from Red. Congratulations for the very, very good performance. Alright, oh, there comes a nice Solar Storm. Alright, the item builds, don't need to talk about that in detail here, since we did this during the last minutes and everything was pretty solid and standard. Don't see anything super special. And up next we are going to continue with VGL North America, Team TUS eSports versus Legacy Reborn. That is a very good matchup, and that is seed number 2 versus seed number 10. So not a lot difference, but before we are closing off, we are going back to the studio.